So, what is the difference between a hard money lender and a private lender? Hey guys, welcome back. It's Brad, the Probate House Guy. So I actually saw a post from my buddy Mike Hambright. He was on the podcast a while back. He runs the Investor Fuel Mastermind group and ran the Flip Nerd YouTube channel and brand for many, many years. Mike's a great guy. He posted about this, actually, I think it was this morning or maybe it was last night. So I figured I'd do a video on it. I haven't really shot a video here in a little while. I kind of slowed down on doing some videos, got a little sort of burnout on it. I've been cranking out videos for 2+ years now, doing a lot every week, and I just got a little burnout, just decided to take a little break from it for a while. Also, funny enough, I use a program called Ecamm Live to record all of my videos, and they released an update a couple months ago, and it completely disabled my camera. I use a Canon digital SLR camera to record all these stuffs, and it just completely disabled the camera, and I could never get it working until I installed the latest Mac Sierra update for my Mac, and then all of a sudden it started working again. So something that Ecamm Live pushed out in an update. I didn't even have a working camera. I couldn't even record videos except on my little webcam on my laptop for a while. So that's also another reason why I took a little break from videos, because I couldn't record them in the first place because my camera wouldn't work. I don't know why. Technology, right? But anyways, nonetheless, let's talk about hard money lenders versus private lenders. Funny enough, I get, multiple phone calls per day, cold calls from private lenders or people who purport to be private lenders that are calling to solicit business. And one of the things I commented on Mike's post was, funny enough, a lot of what I consider hard money lenders, and most people would consider hard money lenders, are trying to call themselves private lenders nowadays because it sounds better. It doesn't sound like hard money lenders, right? So I'm going to tell you what my definition of a private lender versus a hard money lender is. Some people might argue with me, but based on the comments in this particular post, most people kind of fall in the same line that I do, which is most experienced people in this business, which is a hard money lender is someone who is in the business of lending, whether that's their primary business or they have created a business around lending, asset-based lending on real estate deals. They loan money on real estate deals, and they have a business built around it. Sometimes it's just them. Sometimes they have one employee, multiple employees. Sometimes it's a huge institutional firm. In the last, I would say probably 6 or 7 years, we've seen a lot more institutional lenders get into the real estate flipping and DSCR. Like 10 years ago, DSCR notes on single family houses weren't even really a thing. Now they've become a thing. A lot of institutional capital has come into the real estate business, and there's a lot of capital out there, which is great because that comes with really lower interest rates and better terms. But on the downside of that is you many times deal with the bureaucracy of these bigger companies, right? They're a bigger company. They have processes and systems and procedures that they must follow. And also, sometimes their money that they have access to, sometimes these people it's big institutional capital, that money has strings attached. And they have to fit things within a specific bucket. And if it doesn't fit within that bucket, they don't do it. Some of the smaller guys may have less hoops to jump through than the bigger guys, right? And then a lot of times you get all these different fees that come along with it. By the way, if you're new in this business and someone reaches out to you online that you don't know and claims to be a private money lender or a hard money lender or whatever, and you're green and never done a deal before, and they're promising you the world, and it sounds too good to be true, and they said, you can do this, and all you got to do is do this, however, you got to pay this application fee and whatever. And if you haven't met that person in real life, now there's still a risk in real life that you could meet this person and pay them an application. Typically, a private individual doesn't have an application fee per se, but some of them do. But if you're got this person off of the internet, they're probably a scammer. First of all, look at their profile. If you look through their profile and it looks like it's like kind of very like stock photos and stuff, it probably is. Do a Google image search, take that photo, take a screen capture of it, go do a Google image search on that photo and figure out where it came from. Because a lot of times they're just fake profiles of these fake people that they build. And then they try to, basically all they're trying to do is get your money for your application fee is what they're scamming you. So they're going to have you go pay this $250 application fee. They're going to pretend like they're getting your loan all the way to the finish line. And then magically, like the day of closing or the day before closing or whatever, it all just kind of falls apart. Okay. So be cautious of that. If you're new, do not pay application fees to these people that you don't know who you're dealing with. Now, that's not to say there might be an application fee with some of these bigger companies like Kiavi and Lending One and who's another big one, like there was RCN Capital, although they're not really bringing in new business. And then my buddy Tim Harridge has a new company. He's working his way to get licensed all across the country. And he's got this new company called Turnus. The way he's running it, I mean, they're a big lender with a private lender feel, and that's how he wants this culture to remain. Tim doesn't even know I'm doing this video. Tim's a great dude, a very smart guy when it comes to real estate lending. He brought a lot of this institutional capital into our business and learned how to meld these two worlds together. So props to him for all the hard work he's done over the year. If you see this, Tim, good job, man. You're doing a great job there. But anyways, his company Turnus, and he doesn't even know I'm making this. He's not paying me to do this, but I love what he's doing with Turnus. And he's not licensed in all states yet, but he's working his way across the country. He's growing this big business, and his entire mission for this company is to basically have private money lender feel with a bigger lending business. So he can lend money in a lot of different products, but he still wants to keep that product he has to almost act as if it's a private loan from someone else where like with my private lenders, I can make a phone call and I can have money tomorrow and I don't have to jump through a billion hoops or whatever. So let's segue this now into what is a private lender. So to me, a private lender is someone that you know with money. That person could be in real estate. Some of my private lenders are in real estate. Some of them are investors themselves. Some of them are real estate attorneys. Just to name a few of I'm not going to name them specifically, but one of my lenders is a real estate agent who loans me money out of their self-directed IRA. I have another friend who's an investor that loans me money through their self-directed IRA. They can't use their own money, so they loan their money out to other people. I have some old one of my old buddies from college is one of my private lenders, has been loaning me money on deals for a long time. Private lenders is all about that personal relationship. They're lending to you as the person because they believe in you and your track record. Your private money lender might also be family members, might be your rich uncle. Like I mentioned, I have some of my lenders are friends of mine, old friends of mine, current friends of mine that have extra money. Some of them I've taught how to move their money into self-directed IRA accounts and self-directed 401ks so that they can actually take their 401k and their IRA money that they might have from their job, roll it over into a self-directed account and actually start using it to lend money and partner on real estate deals. So some of my private lenders are that. But at the end of the day, the private lender is usually an individual. They're not a business. Sometimes they might loan out of an LLC or whatever, but a lot of times they're just loaning you money out of their personal funds. They're loaning you money out of self-directed IRA, self-directed 401k, that sort of thing. And they're basically just your lender. Like we put them all in, first lien position on a, okay, you're on this specific property. You're basically the mortgagee on this specific property. You have first lien position. We record them with a promissory note, security deed. I'm in Georgia, so we have security deeds and promissory notes is how we securitize or not securitize, but collateralize the loan on the property. That all gets recorded with the clerk of courts, and they get when I go to sell the property or refinance the property or whatever, they get a phone call. Hey, you're recorded in the deed. We need a payoff from you. What's the payoff, right? So that's the difference to me. And I know that's a long-winded answer to this, but at the end of the day, a hard money lender is a business lending money. A private lender is a private individual who has money, who is loaning you money and interested really in you, even though they know that they're secured by the real estate deal and that their risk is very low because you're buying good deals. By the way, also, if you're new to this, and this is what I did early on, I highly suggest that for your first few deals, you use hard money. It's going to be more expensive than private money in terms of not penalties, but fees and points and interest and all that sort of stuff. But a hard money lender, because they're in the business of lending and they know real estate really well, they are not going to loan you money. Not to say that sometimes deals go bad, but in many cases, they will not loan you money, or they will limit their exposure and only loan you a certain amount of money on deals because they're trying to protect their interest. So for the sake of you and your, private lenders and investors in the future, if you've got a few deals under your belt where you have borrowed hard money to finance these deals, the hard money lender is usually, if you've gotten a no from I would say at least two different hard money lenders, and they've both told you no on this deal, chances are it's probably not a good deal, and you probably shouldn't buy it, or you should renegotiate it and buy it for less or whatever. Because if you got two different people telling you no on this deal, and they are both experienced hard money lenders, you should probably walk away from that deal. I learned that early on. I had a specific deal that I had a couple tell me no on. It was one of the first deals I was trying to do. And turns out, it actually was a bad deal. I ended up not buying it. I ended up losing my earnest money deposit on it. I was buying it from one of these larger wholesaling outfits that may have the initials of NWA. And glad I didn't buy that deal, because the person that did buy that deal actually ended up losing money on that deal. At least I think so. It seems like it. I looked at the numbers after the fact, and I think they did lose money on that deal. In fact, I've purchased some properties in the past from people who bought properties from this particular wholesaling company, who then loaned them money through their sister lending company, who then foreclosed and took the property back. I actually bought one years ago. There was a short sale. I offered them $100,000 less than what the person owed them, and they took it as a short sale. And I was able to buy the property. This poor guy had tapped out all that. He had tapped out his credit cards. He borrowed money from friends and family. He just bought a bad deal. It was like his first deal. I feel bad for the guy, but he bought a bad deal and he lost money, and that sucks. So listen to the hard money lender when they tell you they don't want to loan you money on the deal. They're probably right. It's probably not a good deal. And like I said, borrow money from hard money first. Get a few deals under your belt, and then go talk to your friends, family, neighbors, and say, hey guys, I've already done 3 deals. This is what I've learned, or these are the numbers on these deals. And the more and more deals you do, a lot of people are going to kind of dip their toes in the water with you first. They might kind of loan you a small amount of money. We're talking private money now. They might loan you a small amount of money on that first deal, see how it goes. And if it goes good, then they may volunteer more and more money. All of my lenders that I've done deals with over the years now have sort of dipped their toes. They've done a couple deals cautiously just to make sure that everything was good. And once they felt comfortable, they knew that I knew what I was doing. They said, hey, I've got more. Here you go. Let's put it to work. And here we are now, however many, I've been doing this 10 years now, and done hundreds and hundreds of deals later and borrowed money on hundreds of deals. And now they kind of know that I know what I'm doing, and they can trust me that I'm going to be a good steward of their money. So anyways, that's today's lesson. The difference between hard money and private money. So thanks for watching this video, guys. It's Brad, the Probate House Guy. I've got a cool course coming up that I'm working on. Stay tuned for it. I'm actually working on a course to teach you how to network with probate attorneys in your area in order to get more probate deals. So stay tuned for that course. It's coming out soon. We're working through, I'm basically kind of documenting my process that I have now. And I'll share that with you in the future. So stay tuned for that. So if you're interested in getting a copy of that course, why don't you, in the comments on this video, just comment course in there, and maybe I'll reach out to you and put you on the waiting list for that particular course. So thanks for checking out this video, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.